bisan wa jangama kurang bisan ya matrenelo iyan dem marong iyan den jay kai wai iyan dem marong suma iyan dem marong kai wai kurang bisan wa jangama mernala big wajal sumanje ke na se yo ya maton iyan kilime na fonye bang fan tv iyan kilime na fonye bang fan tv iyan kilime na fonye bang gasiti kadomo wallahi iyan kilime na fonye bang gasiti kadomo de wallahi gasiti kadomo fan tv iyan kilime na fonye.
The technique called the side vanilla graft. Always, when you are grafting, you prepare your rootstock, right? So you just leave these leaves. You just remove the leaves, and then by so doing, you are preparing the rootstock so that you can have easy access for your grafting. What do I say before? I said we don't graft up. Normally, we should graft this plant around here, but then we are doing a practical we are doing a practical lesson here. So what I will do, I will just graft it up here so that everybody can see how it is done. So you just have to cut the plant. So here, and also the scion, what you need is just, you can put this stick there, you can put this wood there, fine, but it's going to be a wastage because we have a lot of boards around this wood. So you only need how many? Maximum of 3 to 4 boards up on this on the scion is okay. If you have 3 to 4 boards, it's fine. So this is okay. What do we say? Side vanilla graft. Now, your cuts have to depend on the technique or the type of graft that you are doing. Okay, we say side. So this scion here, I'm going to cut, a single ball on this scion. A ball cut, that is one flat cut on this scion to expose the cambium. And in grafting, there is a very key thing there. That is the cambium contact. If you understand the vascular system of the plant, there are two also, the phloem and the xylem. They are the ones that are responsible for carrying materials up and down in the plant system. Also, correct. They are like our veins and the arteries in our bodies, right? Correct. So now we are going to expose the cambium on this scion. This is how we go. You see, it have to be very smooth and flat. It should not be rough. And then you just make a chip at the back. You come down to the rootstock. Okay, you are going to expose also the cambium of the rootstock, right? So as we said, side vanilla graft at the side here. So we just going to remove the bark of the plant like that. All right, there. So you see, we have exposed the cambium of the rootstock and the scion here. So now we're going to tie it firmly. What do I say before? We use grafting tape, but then we can substitute them. There is no grafting tape available, so we are using plastic bag. So you can see that. You have to match also the cambium of the scion and the rootstock. It's very important. If cambium contact is not there, the graft cannot take. All right? So there you go. You wrap it. Wrapping this is very essential. You are wrapping it to secure it in place, one, two, and also to avoid, air or water to enter the wound. The graft have to be in place. Here you have option. If you want, you can wrap everything, the scion, you can wrap everything. If you want also, you can leave it and then cover it with a what? A plastic bag. There. So this is the end of the graft. Now, after 2 to 3 weeks, the graft may take, when it takes, this wood will be still green, the scion, and then after 3 weeks, it can start to bring vegetation on the scion. It can start to grow. Okay, when it is what successful, right? So this is what side vanilla graft on a mango rootstock. Okay, good. So now let us put another type of graft on these citrus rootstocks. This one is side. So now we are going to do the cleft graft or the V-shaped graft. Huh? Now for the V-shape, you need to have the scion and the rootstock to be in the same diameter. Meaning the wood that you are going to put here on the rootstock and the scion that you are going to put on the rootstock have to be in the same size with the rootstock, because you are going to what? Cut it in the middle. Okay, so if they are not of the same diameter, to mark the cambium can be a challenge. Good. So here, and when you are grafting, as I said before, you have to prune it. You have to cut all the shoots that are down together with the leaves. Yeah, you are cutting it for you to have easy access on the stock. All right, and then if you don't cut them too, this is the rootstock, right? They are going to collect all the sap, all the nutrients, when they are coming from the ground, they are going to collect them, and then the graft, will not have more energy. So by so doing, the graft might not what? Be successful. Good. So this is the scion. We are going to make a double bowl on the sides of this scion, as you can see here. The opposite side, huh? You see, you have exposed the cambium on the opposite side of the scion here. This is what we call a double bowl cut on the scion. So now what you are going to do here on the rootstock, you are going to cut in the middle. You are going to make a downward cut in the middle of the rootstock. When you're doing this, you need to be very careful, because sorry. Okay. So you insert the wood, the board wood. So this is the cleft graph. Okay. So you're going to secure it with this plastic bag. So if you want, you can tie entirely. So this one, let me just put the plastic bag over it. After 3 weeks, you can remove the bag. That will determine whether the graft is successful or not. Yeah. That is the cleft graph, huh? That is the cleft graph, and this is the side vanilla graph. So let us do some boarding. So basically, boarding and grafting, they are almost the same. The only difference is in grafting, in sand graft, you put a stick, sorry, a wood into the sand. So in boarding, you only need a what? A chip of a board to be inserted on the what? On the rootstock. That is only the difference, huh? So let's look at this mango. This is the cyan wood of a mango. So you're going to just remove a chip of a board eye on this wood. Okay. So you need to be very careful when you are doing that, because remember you are using sharp tools. So you hold it properly to avoid injuries. Huh? So as you can see here, there are different ways of removing a board from a wood, but then you need to do the safest way, right? Because this is not a grafting knife, it's a blade. It's not meant for grafting, okay? You're just improvising. So this one, for boarding, if you want, you will not cut the scion. Sorry, you will not cut the rootstock. Just look at a flat place where you can place your board. And then in boarding also, we have different type of boarding, you know. We have the chip boarding, we have the T boarding, you know, we have the patch and the others. Huh? But this one I'm going to demonstrate here is the chip boarding. Okay, so you can see this is the scion. So this board also can be called a scion. Huh? Okay, so here I'm going to make a chip on the rootstock. And then you insert the board. Then you wrap it. rapid family. The petiole is an option. If you want, you can leave it there. If you want, you can also remove it. But then removing it and leaving it there does not have any effect on this graph. Huh? So I prefer leaving it. And also when you leave it, it will help to determine whether the graph is successful. When it is successful, the petiole will break up freely. But then when it is not successful, it will stick into the wood. So that's the chip boarding. So let's also have T boarding on that citrus. And in boarding, you need to look at very good wood that is having well-developed boards, because you cannot just take any kind of board and then you want to graph it, Okay, so you need to look at a very, healthy one for your chance of success. Okay. So here we are going to cut a normal T, English T, and then if you want also you can make a horizontal T. So let's just have a normal T here, and then we insert here is the T. I don't used to do T boarding because T boarding is much appropriate when you are using a grafting knife. I only do chip boarding because that one is easier with the blade and the razor. And also T boarding, you cannot do it, all the year round. There is a special time when you do it, because when you're doing T boarding, the sap need to be flowing, the back need to be free, so that you can make that T cut, and then you open the back of the wood, you insert your board. That's what I'm doing here, just for practical purpose. This one. You see, the bark is not free. So it's not easy to do the T-board in here because the bark of this wood is not slippery, so the sap is not flowing, you know. So in T-boarding, the sap need to be flowing so that you can open the bark of the wood. Okay, so it's not easy to put. It's not possible to put this to make a T-board in here. Maybe I will just cut a small scion. Just try to demonstrate it there. Okay. Yep. Okay. Okay. No, it's not working. The bark of the tree is not slippery. So, but then I wish I show you the tea on the mango, maybe. Yes, yes. Yeah, the mango. Yeah, we do that. Okay. See, okay, you see how the bark supposed to be living. Can you see? You see the tea, and then push it until so the scion need to be at the tea. Okay, so if it is too long, you can cut it like I'm doing here. Correct. So that T shape supposed to be there. You see the board eye, I'm avoiding it somehow so that it can break off freely. So I'm just going to make only one layer on the board eye. And the petiole also I leave it there, but you can remove it as I said. Removing it and leaving it have no effect on the graph. So when this graph tick, it's just it's just a one shoot that will come from that board, okay? If you just push and normally they are faster, boarding is faster than this scion. Good. So we have some scion woods here. Maybe I will give you some, then we demonstrate the cleft by cutting, the scion, the opposite side or the one side, the one single ball cut, then we can demonstrate them here. Right. So but then you're going to use razor blade. It's tricky